it's crazy to hear about that. It can work both ways. Like it can motivate you to do something really bad, or it can push you to do good things and great things and accomplish like more things that you didn't think was possible. But you need those 8 hours of sleep.
I will be struggling.
I'm not gonna lie, you kind of scared me there. You kind of scared the crap out of me. Yeah, they set the record, like the record was like at 12, I think 13 seconds, 12 or 13 seconds. And god damn it, I'm gonna run 11 seconds at 90 years old.
So you can't die, okay?
Oh hell no. Talking about staying fit until your 70s. I was just listening to a podcast talking about how your sleep is one of the biggest factors of components to neuroplasticity, which means that it helps you learn things much more efficiently. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to get your 8 hours of sleep on a regular basis, mm-hmm. that means that you're able to assimilate things much easier, almost to that as a child who it's very easy for them to pick up languages because they have so much neuroplasticity. But as we get older, we lose it because our brains conform to what we've learned after so long that we stick to that. But if you can tap into that by just making sure that you get enough sleep, and then also have mental training, mental focus on some visualization helps with that, but mental focus towards completing a task or trying to tell your mind that I want to accomplish these things. So it's real important to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
No wonder.
Yeah, well, no wonder you
but
get.
No, I don't know what happened to me. I mean, my mind is not.
Yeah, you get 8 hours of sleep, and I don't get it, and I don't know what.
No, you know what the problem is right now lately?
What?
Well, with the girls is because I do get my 8 or 9 hours of sleep because I need to have my beauty sleep.
Yeah.
But the problem is, from what I heard, what I read in some articles, is that you need to have at least 4 to 6 hours straight, so you can go into deep sleep, right. So you can get the reset.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because there's studies showing that if you get those 8 hours of sleep, your body is able to recover much more efficiently, able to build on itself, heal itself, because you don't get that full heal until you're in deep sleep. You get your 8 hours of sleep, and if you get anything less than that, that's why it's so hard to complete tasks. So if you're getting 5-6 hours of sleep, me sometimes, it's very difficult to accomplish tasks mentally, because you're limited by you're limited by how much your mind is able to accomplish, because it's exhausted, because it hasn't fully reset itself. It's almost in a way you find yourself in a fog because it hasn't fully rested.
That's how I feel every day lately.
That explains why you feel like you're in a fog.
You mean in a bitchy mood?
We'll call it that.
Okay.
When you're in a bitchy mood, in a fog.
Because I don't get my 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
Because you get awoken. Your sleep is disturbed. That's what I should say. Your sleep is. Thank you for the follow, Rex. Your sleep is disturbed, so because it's disturbed, it doesn't allow your brain to reset. So that's why you feel like you're agitated by everything and in anything.
Yes. I get.
The boy.
Just move. And then you'll see, like, little by little, and also have a positive mind.
Yeah.
Your mindset, it says your mindset will start helping you to actually jobs will come to you. It's interesting how things work, but you gotta move. You can't think negative.
And talking about what moves you forward, in that same study, talking about sleep and how it helps you, the neuroscientist that I was listening to, his name is I think it's Abraham Dunham, or Dunar, but he was talking about how people are incentivized by the small amounts of dopamine that we get in our head. So obviously sometimes that dopamine can work against us if, say, we have addictions and stuff like that. But the problem with addictions is that when you have that release of dopamine from a certain substance, the body starts to build a resistance to it. So then that's why you end up seeking more. So people who have substance abuse problems end up seeking more of that dopamine. But the problem is that the body builds that barrier or defense, not a defense, but they build a resistance to it that they end up having to need more. And that's why you find that these people that have substance abuse problems have to do so much just to get that same high. But in that same effect, dopamine is supposed to work in that manner. It's just that unfortunately that's what happens when people with substance abuse start doing something and they become addicted to it. But dopamine works in a positive way as well, as that that if you do something that you feel is in the right, you have small amounts of dopamine that are released, and that is almost like a self-encouragement from yourself to move forward, to push you forward.
Encourage.
However, and this is what they were talking about, is that even though you have that dopamine to drive you forward, your mind and your body does not know the difference, because your body, and I say your body because your body is the one that's releasing the dopamine.
Right.
Your body does not recognize or make the difference between what is right and wrong. In the sense of, if you're doing something wrong but you have a sense of dopamine released, you're going to continue to do something wrong. You know what I mean? So that's why
that's not good.
That's what they put the example of somebody breaking into like the riots. So the people that are looting. So that sense of adrenaline goes up, and then they feel this shot of dopamine that tells them, oh, it feels good that they're doing this, and they're breaking stuff and they're taking stuff. So they're moving forward with their next action because that sense of that release of dopamine is telling them, like, this feels good, let me keep doing this. But at the same time, that's not the right actions.
Right.
So it's the problem is that release of dopamine can work in both ways. Like I was saying, it doesn't
in a good way or in a bad
good
way.
or bad
But
way.
it all depends how you use it.
It just depends on how it's being applied to your body.
Yeah.
So you could be doing things that's something that you're passionate about, and you find some satisfaction in it, or somebody's acknowledging you for what you're doing as a good thing. That dopamine release tells you, oh, okay, let me do some more towards that, right?
Yeah.
So the more good things, if you're passionate about something,
because it feels good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you want to continue to
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're passionate about it, like, then you just, the dopamine release continues to move you forward, and you continue to push.
And that's how successful people continue.
Right.
Because it feels good, so you want to continue
Yeah. So you
to have
keep
more of
pushing it
that.
forward. Yeah.
Makes sense. I'm losing my pouch because I'm breastfeeding. Do you believe that is true? So some people say that it's not true, just that you will lose.
I think it works. I mean,
it is, because it did work.
I just feel like it should work, because you are producing milk, but it's obviously gonna have to require you to burn calories to make that, and then you're constantly producing more and more milk every 2 hours, right? I mean, you're essentially a cow, but but
my daughter already calls me a cow.
Yeah, she calls our first daughter. She calls my wife a cow.
She goes, "Mommy, you're a cow.
You're a cow. You keep feeding her. My sister."